Welcome back to Towns Like Everybody. What's up?
What's good? What's good?
Yo.
What's going on, everybody? What's good?
Yo, you heard that third voice? Introduce yourself.
Yo, my name is Tyrone Briggs here from Staten Island, New York. What's going on, everybody?
What's up, bro? How you feeling?
I'm all right, man. Just recollecting this weekend. Had some time to spend with the kids and shit. Like, I'm chilling, bro. I mean, got this project coming out. Kind of excited for everything that's going on. Like, so.
Nice, man.
A project, and he's a father. Saying, yeah.
Shout out to my babies.
Those that don't know.
Yeah. Jackson, Jacqueline,
Oh,
Marcos.
nice.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, bro.
Man, it's expensive.
Tax cuts? No.
I wish. It's not even, thank God for music.
Yeah. Man, you're showing it out there. You're showing people out there that like they can make a living and do what they love.
Yeah, I mean the music pays the bills. It's not. I don't make enough to where I can like. I'm still kind of I still got it. I can't be reckless. I'm still fiscally responsible. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I still got to like. I'm still working a part-time job. Like, but it's just one of those things where music helped me with my bills and stuff, and I'm able to like get things for the kids that they need. Like, I'm not well off, but I'm not bad. You know what I mean? Like, I'm cool with the fact that I'm able to make money off this shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool. You know what I mean? Taxes is crazy, but yeah, I just think that I'm cool with, because a lot of us don't get the chance to do that yet. You know what I mean? Like, unfortunately, a lot of the people that I came up under, a lot of my mentors, they weren't per se fortunate to make money off music. They just strived. So it's a blessing that I got that avenue. And one of my things was trying to help get them on some records to hopefully, we land a placement in Pierce too. You know what I mean? Hopefully we land a placement. Like, me and Eddie landed a couple placements together. I got Frank Nitty. That's my guy.
Shout out Frank Nitty.
That's my bro.
Yes, sir.
On like a few new records. I try to build up as much leverage I can with the companies to where they could trust me to put other people on records.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So, like, that's one of the things that I've learned about this stuff is, like, leverage is mostly everything. And you're able to not give. Me and Elaine, too. Shout out to Elaine.
Shout out to Elaine, yeah.
We was able to, we was able to put people on records and collab with them and not only just hopefully get them a check, but shed the light on the artists that's out here. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of Staten Island artists don't get recognition just based off of, you can move around. Like, Frank moves around. You know that. Like, we know that. Frank Nitty Ice, moves around in a way where I don't see a lot of artists doing. You know what I'm saying? So, and I feel like with all of the activity he's done, he should be in a space where people could hear his music more volume of his music. You know what I'm saying?
Like, worldwide or like countrywide kind of thing?
Yeah, in terms of like,
touring.
Like, broaden the audience more. His audience should be broader because of his music is not bad music. He makes great music. Mm-hmm. I just think that we live in a place where not only New York, where it's super competitive, Staten Island is extra competitive because we don't have a lot of people coming to represent from here. And I don't like the memes, yo. I don't like how they try to treat us. Like
talk about it.
So it's like, I don't like none of that stuff. It bothers me because most of the people that talk about Staten Island don't come here. Like, how dare you? If you came to Staten Island, especially the North Shore of Staten Island, you would know there are 6 to 7 to 8 different projects that are similar to y'all's, if not worse than what y'all talking about. Yeah. And I don't even like that part. Don't try to make it seem like we not a part of New York because y'all dirty. I don't like that, bro. Like, I don't like that.
I hate that shit too, bro.
Like, don't sit here and try to make us seem like that because we're dirty, because we're not dirty. I'm sorry. I don't. I love and respect all boroughs. I got family in everywhere. I lived in different boroughs.
Yeah, keep the brand in check. Yeah, but
it's one of those things where, like, yo, dog, we don't bother y'all.
It's
Stop
true.
trying to play us. Because if you came out here, I'm from an era where dudes came out here from a different borough. You liable to have something happen to you just because you coming from out here. So it's different. I look at it from a different perspective. And the reason why I feel like Staten Island isn't in a conversation with other boroughs is because we don't go nowhere.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? One of the things. I'm not going to say all. We gotta get some blame on ourselves too.
Absolutely.
Like, we don't go nowhere. We stay here. Like a lot of us stay here in terms of like, I don't see a lot of Staten Island artists going to SOBs to do the artistry with what's my homegirl name? V Henny. Mm-hmm. Or you know what I mean? Like do the showcases and stuff. Like that's why goes back to Frank Nitty. He does all that. How is he not able to be, you know?
Yeah.
In a space where, like, he's moving and shaking with these, and he's rubbing elbows with the right people. I just think that it's super competitive. And people are like, oh, he's from Staten Island. That's why when I go on stage, I don't play no games. I'm coming up there with a band full. I'm standing out. I don't give a damn. I'm from Staten Island. And I'm probably the best entertainer out here. Don't play with me. You know what I mean? Because you have to have that chip on your shoulder because you're from where
you from. Yeah, you got to talk your shit. I mean, I think a lot of Staten Island artists don't have a lot going for them in that way. Like, nobody's putting them out there. They have to do it themselves. Yeah. And because they're from Staten Island, they're already getting the bottom of the barrel. It's like, oh, you're from Staten Island? Yeah, we don't want to market you. Yeah. You know, we don't want. I'm talking about labels and things like that. Yeah. They're not even really looking for it.
And that's crazy to me because the best rap group of all time comes from here.
That's a bold statement. Hey, listen.
Name me a rap group that's better than Wu-Tang Clan. I'll wait.
I'm not saying.
I'm not talking about duos.
Okay.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about a rap group. I'm talking about a group of people that were signed. That weren't even signed to a label. I'm not talking about a label.
Right.
We're not talking about Rough Riders. We're not talking about Rockefeller. We're not talking about Murder Inc. We're not talking about G-Unit. Because those aren't rap groups. Those are labels.
Yeah.
We're talking about a rap group. I'm talking about a rap group. I'm talking about 10 individuals that end up dropping albums, solo albums, and collaborative albums that were classic and did it with other artists, like other legends in their own right. I'm sorry. I love Biggie's one of my favorite rappers. But Meth, we got to be real. Meth smoked him on the what?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Big knew that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, and it's nothing wrong with Meth having a better verse than Biggie, right? Because if you don't have a better verse and you're a feature, then there's no reason for you to be a feature. Mm-hmm. I always say that. However, let's not act like there's not people out here that cemented their way in, like, hip-hop. There's no reason for y'all to treat us that way. And we have a historic piece of art, a historic collective of creatives.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they're still walking around the borough right now. Putting on.
That's a fact.
Their children. Like, I'm cool with, I got songs with Ghostface kids. I got songs with Method Man's kids.
Yeah.
I can do songs with any of them.
Shout out to Method Man.
Shout out to Method Man. Shout out to Father Shy. Shout out to Shy. I love the fact that he has, like, and he's such an ill person. Like, like Meth ain't gonna do records with his kids just because they're his kids. He's not like on some LeBron shit. Like,
he's like, yo, earn this.
You gotta earn it.
You gotta earn my feature.
Yeah,
that's fire.
It's crazy because I didn't. You know, Meth is so cool when you meet him, and like if you're from Staten Island, you've been to LA Fitness or Crunch or just anywhere really. Meth is out here. He talks to anybody. He's very humble. His daughter has to earn her spot. You know what I mean? His son has to earn his spot.
No, it's a fact.
He's not playing, and he know he's the best. Like you speak to him, and he'll be like, "Yeah, I'm better than I was back then."
Yeah, I think with Meth, the problem with Meth back then was Meth wasn't given a chance to become. I think Ghostface got the best solo albums out of anybody in Wu-Tang.
Ooh.
Nobody has better solo albums than Ghostface Killer. Period. Iron Man, Supreme Clientele, Bulletproof Wallace, Fish, Pretty Tony, More Fish. There's so many. And out of all of those, we got like at least 3 classic albums.
He's cultured.
Like nobody's got a better catalog on Wu-Tang than Ghostface Killer. Method Man just happened to pop first because he had the record. M.A.T.H.O.D. Man was the record that made Wu-Tang who they are. In turn, we had Protect Your Neck, we had Cream, and he even contributed to a lot of those records. But MATHOD Man was the record. I remember being a kid, jumping on my bed, singing that song before my mother said, "Go to fucking sleep," and I'm going out. Take your ass to bed, and I'm just bouncing on the bed. MATHOD. That was the record. I just think that by the time like Ghost and them guys got to do their solo albums, Meth built that off. They did that off the Meth's first, off to Cal. They did that off the back of Method Man's first album.
Right.
Method Man's first album was recorded in Park Hill.
Shout out Park Hill.
You feel me? Like
Shout out Staten.
Shout out Park Hill, yes sir.
Only Built for Cuban Links, which is a classic, classic hip hop album. One of the top 50 hip hop albums of all time. Was recorded in Barbados. They already had the fucking money to do it. You know what I mean? Meth didn't have the money to do it. Raekwon and Ghost recorded the album in Barbados.
It's different. It's a different vibe. It's a different energy.
So, like he never had that chance to and I don't think that I think Meth did most of his back then his best music was with Redman.
Okay. So you're very cultured in the Method Man and Wu-Tang.
Yeah, I'm a nerd, dog. Like,
okay.
That's fire though. Like, you know your shit.
I'm a rap nerd, dog. Like till this day I study this shit. Like even the Sexy Reds and I'm not even gonna go that far. And I say Kendrick Lamar's, the J. Cole, the Drakes, and
gotcha.
Now I'm starting to learn like the Jids, the Cordays, those guys. Like you know what I mean, like. Even down to like Griselda, like the newer people, do Freddie Gibbs and Larry June stuff like that. Like I just love hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like it raised me. I gotta be it's not only did it raise me, it's in my fucking DNA. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad kind of put that in there, where it's like my dad was a rapper, producer, DJ, songwriter. He did it all. So it's kind of like in my blood to do it. Like when I used to write rhymes when I was 13 years old, he would read them and I would be embarrassed because I got fucking curses and shit. And I'm talking about a bunch of shit. And I'm thinking he's gonna be upset at me because I'm cursing in it. He didn't even give a shit. He was more so like, why are you putting I in it? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, stop talking about yourself so much in your lyrics. Talk about everything. Don't just talk about you. Talk about your environment. And like that was like pretty cool. Like I always stuck that. And that's part of the reason why, a lot of people don't know, Nas is my favorite rapper because of that.
That's fire. Him just giving you advice on songwriting back then.
Dog, my dad I send my dad beats. I'll make a beat. I send him a beat. You know what I'm saying? My father passed away last year, around this time last year, actually. And, it was like something that you just can't. I'm still trying to process it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I always like go through our text messages, me and saying to him stuff, and I dropped the pride. That's one of the reasons why, like, I don't know if y'all seen like the love visualize I dropped in on Instagram where it was like me laid on the floor, holes in me with blood and shit.
Yeah.
I dropped that because that was his favorite record I ever wrote.
And you never put it out until.
Well, I was waiting for it to drop a project.
Okay.
I got a project coming out called Pursuit 11/26, which is my mother's birthday. And the song it's crazy because I've been sitting there creating the project for about 4 years.
Wow.
I've been like working on the project for 4 years because I wanted to paint a certain picture in a certain light. The project is particularly about pursuit. Like, you don't ever, like, if you ever listen to the Tyrone Briggs record, I make music for people that want to better their lives. You know what I mean? Wake up every day and do something better for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, those records get picked up a lot because particularly the people that want to wake up and do things are people that exercise, work out, athletes, etc. And you don't have that don't mean that you have to be that, but that's just their fuel. Their morning fuel and shit after their espresso coffee or whatever they drinking or whatever.
Are you a coffee drinker?
Nah, I don't drink coffee. I drink tea. But
that's a fact. That's a fact. Tea's better.
Tea is much better than coffee than me because
tea got caffeine in it. Just so you do know.
That's not the reason why I drink.
Okay, you drink it for taste.
I drink tea like
Decaffeinated. Yeah, because you're talking about anxiety. I already know. This is my best friend. I already knew where he was going with that. He's like, yo, coffee, I can't do coffee.
Cannot do coffee.
It's not that. If I would love coffee too. It's just, man, in order for me to taste coffee, to make it taste good, I'm a bitter person. But I can't do coffee. I used to drink coffee.
Oh yeah, nah. Coffee is the devil's work. I don't really do caffeinated drinks often. I started going to the gym more recently in my life, and so like I've taken like pre-workout or like energy drinks and certain days where I don't have it. But that's it. Like I can't do it every morning because I don't feel like myself if I do it.
Yeah, exactly. My sister calls it hot bean water, and she doesn't like it. And ever since then, I just looked at it like that. Like,
okay.
I used to drink coffee. I used to smoke cigarettes. So cigarettes and coffee used to go hand in hand for me.
Yeah, that's nasty.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. I've been like, listen, I'm not. We gonna keep it a stack. Like you know what I mean?
That's gross.
And he stopped doing it, so I could definitely speak on it. It's like you know what I mean.
I
But
gave that shit up after 5 years of doing it, I had like a really bad situation. Like I went to work one day, and I was like, yo. After being in the studio, this had to be like 2011. After being in the studio for so long, I'm working. I stood all night in the studio, and I had to work from 8 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. So I was like, yo, I did some dumb shit. 2011, I was young. So I did some dumb shit. I said, yo, I'm just charged up on caffeine. Took 2 cups of black coffee, a 5-hour energy drink.
Damn.
Woke up in the hospital.
Oh, my God.
Damn. God.
You know what's crazy? People don't understand they could have, like, overdoses on caffeine.
Yeah.
Like, a 5-hour energy probably has, like, what, 400 milligrams of caffeine?
Oh, my God. I didn't read it. I just saw that shit, grabbed it. You know what I'm saying?
He's like, yo, I'm tired.
Cups of black coffee. Dude, I ain't last 30 minutes at my job.
Oh, man.
I woke up in the hospital. It was like, yo, you could have made
You said 2011, so you was already putting in work in the studio at that time.
I've been rapping since 2003.
2003. All right, so for those that don't know, how old is Tyrone Briggs?
I am 37 years old. Yes, I'm an old man.
37 years old. But you stay young. You stay young by...
I stay young by taking care of the things I could take care of. Always keeping my eyes and ears open to the new thing. You know what I mean? Like, even if it doesn't contribute to what I do as far as like contemporary hip hop or whatever you want to call my shit. Being fairly new. My son is 12. He going on 13, and he keeps me hip to a lot of new artists.
Yeah.
And so if I don't know them by myself, you know what I mean? Like the guys that run the music industry, and particularly guys that are either my age or a little older, that I watched transition, like a Larry Jackson who owns what's that one? Starts with a G.
Oh, they just did that.
Yeah, Drake is there too. Supposedly, I think he's a
owner or some shit.
Yeah, he's supposedly an owner
Of another label?
Yeah. What's the name of the freaking label?
Gamma.
There you go. Starts with a G. I knew it was.
I seen Gamma.
All right, so Rick Ross is there.
3. Good.
Rick Ross is there. French Montana's there. Sexy Red is there. A few artists is there. And I think I still keep up with those guys because it's like, all right, Larry Jackson, he started off and under certain people, under Clyde Davis and all these other people and stuff like that, and he worked his way up. Cool. He was the guy. He used to work at Apple.
Yeah, Larry Jackson used to work at Apple, yep.
Yeah, and I think he was the one who brokered Drake's Apple deal. He probably negotiated it. I don't know, but this is my speculation.
No, I mean, I think that's public info. I remember hearing something like that, but it might not be public info. It might be Joe Budden info, so I'm sorry. Joe Budden info.
Nah, but he was in Apple, and he did, I think he helped Drake get the deal with Apple, and I think, I don't know, we don't know if Drake is a owner of Gamma. We don't know yet.
I think that he's an owner of Gamma.
I mean, if he's there and
it makes it so
angel investor. He could be anything.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm not gonna say he is. I'm not gonna say he's not. We don't know, but there's a relationship there. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. That's why he keeps making songs with Sexy Red.
Yes.
That's why.
Yeah.
Who else is on there? SZA's not. SZA's
TDE.
Oh, she's TD fully.
TD, yeah.
fully.
She's that's why she did the thing with Kendrick. The
interview.
stuff,
Yeah.
She's been TDE. She used to work at I think she used to work at Cornerstone, if I'm not mistaken. She was an intern over there in the blog era.
You heard about that? You heard about SZA messing with somebody from Staten Island? That was like a whole situation.
Yeah, when she was at Cornerstone.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then the two men or whatever saw each other on the ferry.
Yeah, some crap,
something like that.
What the fuck?
Well,
Yeah.
SZA was, SZA's a very pretty woman. She's always been like, and back then she used to dress real tomboyish, and she's from Jersey. She's right there. Like, so it's
right
like,
there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Makes
Like,
sense.
and she's probably coming from work because her job is in the city. And she dealt with somebody. She ran into some guys from Staten Island. Staten Island be pulling bitches, man.
Yeah, listen.
I mean, Pete Davidson had Kim Kardashian for a bit. You feel me?
Yeah, man. Like, I hope that he gets. I want Pete to do more animated film. I think he, like, after watching that the last Transformers as Mirage, I want him to do that. I don't even want him.
He was Mirage?
He was Mirage.
I had
That
no
movie
idea.
is fire, by the way.
Wait, you're talking about Rise of the Beast, right?
Yes.
Yo.
That movie's fire, by the way.
OD fire.
Listen, we got a nerd on our hands,
Yeah,
and an educated one at that.
Yeah.
Wait,
That movie is fire. Like,
That movie is probably the best live action Transformers we got in a minute.
I don't like none of the Bayverse Transformers. I don't like none of them.
I don't know, man. Two got it.
Rise of the Fallen?
Yeah, like
Really?
Revenge of the Fallen. Yeah.
I don't know if I like Revenge of the Fallen like that.
That shit is sick, bro.
It was cool. You know what it was? All right. The first three was cool because I liked Sam Witwicky.
Yeah.
I love
Shia
Sam
LaBeouf.
Witwicky.
Shia
Shia
LaBeouf.
LaBeouf killed Sam Witwicky.
Yeah.
Once we got Marky Mark, it was kind of weird to me because they never really told us what happened to Sam.
Oh no, yeah, they just switched.
They just switched.
Yeah.
And on top of that, what happened to the Allspark? All the things that was in the first movie, the first three, just that we got freaking lockdown, just looking for
I ain't gonna lie.
Optimus Prime.
I was lost after like 2 or 3. I stopped watching. Same thing with like the Fast Furiouses and like all of that.
Fast Furious lost me after they started doing. I saw somebody catch a car on top of a car. Like in the preview, I'm not even looking at the movie. I'm like, my man's calling me, and I'm like, we like. I love movies and I love action movies. So when the when previews come out, I'm like glued into it. And I'm like, my man called me. He said, "Yo, niggas is catching cars now." I'm like, "What do you mean?" So I look at what's the name. I don't know if it was The Rock or John Cena. One of them was on top of a car, and the car flipped over, and he caught the car.
Yeah,
I was like, nah, this is crazy.
It was probably The Rock or Idris Elba because he's like super human or whatever. Right? Idris Elba's and like fucking plays that one of those guys.
Yeah, I think
I'd stop watching, so I
don't
can't give
know.
too much information.
That shit was about cars before. Like,
That was the fucking Avengers. Like, what
what the fuck is
I stopped watching after Vin Diesel like jumped out of the car off a bridge to another car.
Yeah, like
It's like what?
Dog, I watched in the preview of I think it was I don't know which one it was. The same one where this motherfucker caught a car.
Yo.
He web slinged from one mountain to another mountain in a car. Like there was a fucking rope on the car, and he swung from a mountain to another mountain.
Yeah,
inside of a car.
Yeah,
I was like, yo, this shit is getting ridiculous. Like
what happens to races? Y'all was racing on the streets before.
Yeah. But you sometimes you just suspend your belief and.
Nah, this is gonna go to like the next one's gonna be in space or some shit.
They already did space, bro.
What?
This space?
Nah.
They didn't do space.
Yeah,
This
Fast
space
X is in
Nah,
space.
You're lying.
Fast X is in space. Yeah, they went to fucking space. I swear to God, bro. I swear to God.
Nah, we ain't doing this. I'm not watching no fucking Fast and Furious no more. All right, what's the next? What we talking about?
Yeah, right. We went a little off, but that's okay because on Town Talk we definitely do that a lot. Me and Billy both have ADHD, diagnosed, not self-diagnosed.
No, 100%.
I'm pretty sure I'm self-diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure if I go out, yeah.
just we'll like be talking about Drake, and then hear a song lyric from it or like talk about a song lyric and then just go off that lyric and into another dimension. So this was normal for Talent Talk. But back to you. I wanted to ask you a question. You have siblings? You say your sister.
I got a lot of siblings.
Yeah, I wanted to.
Sometimes more than I can count.
Okay,
got a lot of siblings.
I mean,
yeah, it's too many of us.
Really?
Yeah.
I come from a small family, so like.
I'm from on the North Shore. I'm arguably the biggest family on Staten Island.
Okay.
Like
there's a lot of talent.
There's a lot of
North Shore.
North Shore, Jacksons, Briggses, Hyders, Greens, Brownings. There's some Dales. Like, if you hear those last names, they're 9 times out of 10 related to me.
Got you.
A lot of people. Like, it's just. So my great grandmother moved up here from South Carolina. She met my great grandfather Joseph Briggs. My great grandmother's name is Rena Jackson. My great grandfather was a Rolling Stone. He had kids within the marriage and then had kids outside of the marriage.
Is that what a Rolling Stone is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's an old terminology.
Yeah,
the age is showing.
When they say Pop is a Rolling Stone,
Yeah.
it means he's been around.
Been
He's
around.
outside. There's a lot more women that's
never
Rolling
knew
Stones these days than men.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they.
Talk about. No,
But I'm playing.
Good.
That's
But,
crazy. So Brent Fires' song "Rolling Stone."
Brent Fires is toxic. Yes, he's a Rolling Stone.
So that's what
Absolutely.
he's talking about.
Yes.
I never knew.
Well, I
that.
knew a Rolling Stone. I just didn't know the exact definition
Speaking
of the
of
way
Brent
he did it.
Fires, what do y'all guys think about Tommy Richmond?
Okay, I got a lot to say about Tommy Richmond. So, are we ready? No.
Go ahead.
Tommy Richmond has worked hard for his success. He's been putting out music for a long time. And then when he did get success, he didn't want it in the lane they were trying to put him in. They were like, "Oh, $1 Million Baby is not a rap song, but it's labeled under rap, hip hop." That's what they're trying to put you in that box, and they're trying to put you there, and they're the one that's embracing you. Why would you turn that down in the way that he did?
I think his PR did some cleanup.
Attempted
to do some cleanup. I don't think that people want to be pigeonholed to hip hop because of where the state of hip hop is right now. To be fair, I don't think that, and there's no disrespect to any of the hip hop artists that's coming up, but I feel like a lot of the ones that are being pushed aren't particularly the most talented.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be pigeonholed to that because you're going to end up being... The problem with hip-hop is this. Hip-hop don't have any freaking subgenres. Tommy Richmond should not be in the same category as Nas as far as genre. Rock has alternative, punk rock, heavy metal, pop rock, all of these... Pop even got pop is supposedly popular music, and they have subgenres. You know what I mean? House, EDM, anything you could think of has subgenres. Fucking house got more subgenres than I could think of. You got deep house, trap house, all these hip hop doesn't have no subgenres. With that being said, the problem is alternative hip hop, commercial hip hop, trap, drill, all of these things are not in separate categories.
And they need to be.
Yes. Because that's the only way that we're able to identify where somebody's supposed to be. Tommy Richmond might be in that one of those categories. But because he's in this melting pot, he might not want to be compared to the other artists or not compared to the artists, but the music that they're making.
Absolutely. 2 years ago, we had I Never Liked You by Future in the same category as Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
Not the same fucking art. Now, Future and Kendrick could make records together.
Absolutely.
But they're not the same people.
Those projects are two completely different projects. Yeah.
Absolutely.
They're not in the same...
And they're both fire. So now it's like Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers wins over I Never Liked You when I Never Liked You is a more replayable album. You know what I mean?
And that's what I'm talking about. The kids were so mad that Killer Mike won a Grammy over Travis Scott. And I understand why they feel that way, but they don't understand that there's no place to put. There's no separation between Killer Mike and Travis Scott.
In that world of like the Grammys.
Yes.
Absolutely. And we actually did a podcast on the whole Grammys and everything, and then came back and revisited because we were like, why did Killer Mike win? Right?
Killer Mike, that album was.
Rez went and listened to the album. He came back. He said, yeah, he deserved it. So
100.
He was rapping on there like he was like his life depended on it.
100%. If you go back and listen to the album, you can hear why it won the Grammy for that.
And
Down by
like Travis
by
Scott.
law. Pardon me, I'm asking.
Yeah.
Don't cut that out neither. By law. Those records, the record he has with Andre, there's so many records. He's just so thought provoking. It's so like in depth. It's so rap.
Yeah.
And I love Travis, but I don't think that Travis's album was better. Travis might have sold more records. And I listen to Travis as much as I listen to Killer Mike.
Right. Is that a lot?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm just wondering because
me personally,
Yeah,
Travis's best album to me personally is Rodeo.
Okay. We did a
And
ranking of all his albums before, and that's pretty high up there.
if I'm gonna put an album over it, it might be Birds in the Trap singing Night. That's my shit.
That's a valid.
Like
valid.
if I'm gonna put an album over Rodeo, my favorite Travis album is Days Before Rodeo.
Oh, so when that
That's
dropped, you was excited.
I knew that album was gonna do what it did because I remember when it came out. Like the first time I heard that album, like I listened to Travis from back then, like way back then. I'm talking about Cortana 1 and freaking
Starts with a P.
which one?
It's like
Pharaoh's. Al's Pharaoh.
Yes,
Al's
yes.
Pharaoh. Al's Pharaoh. That's what I'm
Yes.
thinking of.
Cortana 1. He had the joint with T.I. What was it called? Upper Echelon.
Upper Echelon.
Upper Echelon,
All, like those records. I remember them. Like when I heard him. Shout out to my man Blaze. Blaze is the one who put me on the Cortana. I'm like, yo, what is it? It was so different. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, he was helping Kanye at that time.
yeah.
That
Travis
same
is
sound.
Travis is Yeezus Kanye. Like everybody comes. Everybody. That's the beautiful thing about Kanye West. Everybody comes from. Everybody that he works with, like it's like they come from a certain time stamp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that he like
808s and Heartbreaks is Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi,
all the way.
sorry.
All the way Kid Cudi.
Yeah. He was.
I'm talking about inspired.
Yeah, he was inspired. There you go.
Oh yeah, no, Drake was. If there wasn't no 808s and Heartbreaks, we wouldn't get swimming pools. We wouldn't get. Because I think swimming pools.
That's my favorite album. It's right behind you. If you want to take a look, it's also right up there.
RoboCop, fucking my favorite record.
Street
on
Lights?
there. Street Lights. Oh my god.
Coldest Winter.
Yeah. Welcome to Heartbreak is my favorite.
Welcome to Heartbreak is.
And my head keeps spinning. Can't stop having these visions. I gotta keep winning. Like, oh my god. I listen to that song like that's one of. I don't even listen to Say What's
Real.
I'm about to say What's Real.
This is-
That's the
this is
Drake.
the Drake
That's
one.
Drake version.
Say You Will as much as I listen to. I don't listen to none of those records as much as I listen to Welcome to Heartbreak anymore.
I mean, Love Lockdown, amazing.
Heartless.
Heartless. I don't think that people appreciate.
But that's a classic.
That's a classic.
It's a classic album.
Yeah.
I don't think people appreciated it when it first came out because it was such a. It was
A different album.
and he was experimenting so much that people didn't. And I think the same thing with Yeezus. When I hear records like "I Can't Hold My Liquor," like nobody was thinking about that. And when they hear Vultures 1, you're so like you're already now you're used to it. But at the time, he was just trying to do something totally different. Like
Kanye consistently reinvents his sound and succeeds.
yes, he's always been the lightning rod, and he's always been the. Kanye West is the most, and I get flack for this sometimes, but Kanye West is the most influential artist of our time.
Period.
There's nobody better than Kanye West of our time. Like nobody.
Who's gonna say anything else?
No, there's people that can like people contest it, and I have to shut them down every time.
Nah,
You don't-
man.
But what would be the contest?
Nah.
I can't think of it.
They always
what
go
has
about
someone?
rap, and I'm like, you not listening. This is art.
We're talking about artistry.
Yeah.
We're talking about artistry. We're talking about
There's no nab without
Innovation.
comment. And I'm talking about outside of his influence of what he did with other people. with his people. I'm talking about how he influenced other people. There's no Nav without Kanye West. You know why there's no Nav without Kanye West? Because there's no Drake without Kanye West. And Nav and Drake kind of carry like that Canadian culture.
Got you. Yeah, I see the correlation.
There's no Nav without Kanye West. There's no Kendrick in terms of his contribution with artistry without Kanye West. There's no J. Cole clearly without Kanye West.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no me without Kanye West. There's no Jay-Z, and I love Hove. Hove is like, Nas and Hove is here to me. What Kanye did with Hove's career in terms of introducing him to different music is what, I don't know if y'all watch football, what Jerry Rice did with Joe Montana.
Okay.
With the 49ers. Like, Joe Montana was Joe Montana already. But Jerry Rice being a contribution to the team helped Joe Montana's career just a little longer than we expected Joe Montana.
It would be like Kobe and Shaq. No, because they're not too great.
No, absolutely.
I'm saying
Maybe Mamba and the big fella. I can see that.
I mean, Shaq don't win without Kobe.
No, it's a fact.
And I mean, I know he won with Dwayne Wade.
Shaq was the most dominant player in the league at the time. Nobody's fucking with Shaq.
I credit Kanye for reviving Hove's career and not reviving in a way that it was dead, but bringing it to a whole nother level.
Well, to be fair, we don't have that without Just Blaze also.
Sure, yeah. Credit everybody that worked on things.
No, I'm saying in terms of the way that they chop samples and create. That's my approach of music now with the Jastronauts and everything else. The way that they chop samples and then built live instrumentation around it. It wasn't just Kanye. It was Just Blaze also. And they would work together doing it. You can't do that. But it got further once Kanye started working with Jay-Z directly in terms of, like, a lot of people don't know, Just Blaze has a lot of influence on Kanye West's career too. Touch the Sky is a Just Blaze record. That sample is a record called Move On Up by Curtis Mayfield. Have you ever heard the bam, 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 bam? He slows the record down and puts the drums on it and then puts live instrumentation under it in the way that he chops it up. Just Blaze, phenomenal.
He was not lying. He's a nerd. Like,
Yeah.
So
I wish I had this level of intellect.
You don't have that without those two. Like, you could tell the difference between Just Blaze beat and the Kanye West beat just based off of the drum patterns, how they layer their drums and stuff. Kanye got better with his drums because he got the technology to bring Mike Dean and other people in to take the record from here to here. That's how you got all the lights. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have that in the beginning of his career. He had somewhat, got John Legend playing keys and stuff like that, yeah. But when you got like those records, that's how Travis Scott.
Yeah.
Mike Dean. Crazy contribution to Travis Scott's albums.
Mike Dean is a legend.
Super. And I don't think a lot of people. The beautiful thing about Mike Dean, he's so quiet. Like, you would not know who Mike Dean is unless you really listen to music. And that's one of the things that. I guess that's the difference between somebody who's a producer and somebody who's a musician. Like, the producers, like Timbaland, those guys, they're producers. Mike Dean is he's what I would call orchestrator.
Yeah.
He orchestrates music, not just rap. Quincy Jones, God rest his soul, just passed away.
Yes.
Yeah, literally today.
Orchestrator.
Yeah. Mike Dean's working a lot with The Weeknd now.
I can't wait to hear that shit.
Yeah, man.
Oh, my fucking God, that's going to be beautiful.
He's been working ever since last year. He came out that show. What's that show called again?
I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I forgot it was a really bad show.
The HBO show that The Weeknd did.
It was terrible.
I didn't watch the show because some artists just need to be artists.
For sure.
You think The Weeknd is one of those people?
The Weeknd is no. I don't think he is. I just think I didn't watch the show, so I can't dissect it.
Yeah, I think The Weeknd.
He's
even
a
just
phenomenal.
in his music videos.
Yeah,
he's
that's
an
what I was gonna say.
amazing. He has the potential to be an amazing actor.
The Weeknd has the potential to be the one artist that could bring back rollouts.
In what way?
You see how we have short form content and Instagram and like YouTube Reels and Facebook Reels and all those things, right? The Weeknd is the only person, to me, that if he was to put out a rollout, people would start looking at long form content again regularly.
Oh, you think he has the opportunity to change the way people view music? Like
He can expand the attention span of the people, because the only reason why we have those reels and stuff like that is kind of like, almost to me, is like, and I could be wrong, but it's creating a level of ADHD that we wouldn't expect because we're just scrolling down.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
I think that The Weeknd, if he was to put out stuff, people would really pay attention to it. And he's like on some Michael Jackson shit. Like The Weeknd could put out a mini movie
and
music videos, and people.
He already does, and I think that's why he tried it with the show, because he was putting out music. He was, directly involved with that soundtrack. Yeah. It was like maybe 4 or 5 songs that he's on there.
Yeah,
but I think it might not. It might be more successful if he did it, not the show based around the music based around the show, but maybe the show based around the music.
Yeah, he's about to come out of.
If he does that, then he's out of here. Like, that's why I think he was doing what 50 Cent was doing with the show. 50 Cent don't want to sell no more records because his ceiling to sell records is so high. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't get a 50 Cent budget today from labels. You can't.
No way.
But 50 Cent can't get that budget. He won't get the budget, rather. Because he won't want the budget. I'm not going to say he can't get it. He won't want the budget because it's too much pressure. He's been gone for so long, and it's so much pressure that he's not going to be able to. If he sells 100,000 records, that's a flop for him.
Absolutely.
Especially in this climate, because the amount of records we already see his sales history. You know what I'm saying? So what he does is, his way of making music is putting the songs out with the TV shows. That's how he does it.
He's a brilliant mind.
Phenomenal.
He's a brilliant mind.
Phenomenal.
He's a businessman, and he knows what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah, he's like, I think Ice Cube walked so 50 Cent could run.
Like, that's valid.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. But 50 Cent grabbed that baton and ran.
Fucking ran.
Well, let's not exclude Ice Cube, though.
I'm not excluding him because he got
the
Friday 1, 2, 3.
Crazy.
You don't even got
All About the Benjamins. There's so many movies that he's done.
None of that. He got a whole league, the Big Three. Ice Cube is still him.
God, I forgot about
Ice Cube is still him. I just meant that,
Oh my God, I forgot about
the music, the way 50 Cent does it, and the impactful shows. I mean, Power is probably going to be one of the most watched shows of this decade.
That's true. I think 50 Cent could really. I think his tour that he just came off of, I think that indicates that people do miss 50 Cent, and he could sell records if he wanted to.
I don't know what 50 Cent music would sound like right now. Like, he was on the remix, right, with Nicki Minaj on the Pink Friday. It was cool.
Oh yeah.
It was valid. It was cool, but it's like, he sounds old.
It might be one of those situations where, like, you know how basketball is like, when you turn around. Like, I think Michael Jordan, the one who said it, he said, you'll know when to retire when the game doesn't look the same anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think
50 is in that space where it's not the same.
50 don't need to make music no more, period.
No.
If he wants to, then it'll come from a place that, all right, bet. Like, your fans, your true fans that love you, they'll listen to it. Just listen to it. Eminem is one of those people. He don't need to make music no more. But
Eminem is rapping to rap. Eminem's rapping because he needs to out-rap himself. Like, that's where Eminem is right now. In his space, well, up until this last album, because this last album was really good. Like,
it was.
Like, this last album was fucking phenomenal to me. It was better than the last 3 albums that he's done.
Yeah. But there's not a lot of replay value in Eminem anymore. At least
at
least for me.
Yeah, because I think what the culture did, I think it's a subconscious thing of what the culture tried to do to Eminem is what made him made people not want to go and listen to him anymore. Like,
you talking about like cancel culture?
Just the hip hop culture. I wouldn't call him
the way Eminem raps. I understand what he's saying.
Like,
between hip hop culture, cancel culture, everything. I mean,
it's not
he can't be himself.
digestible. It's not easily digest anymore. And that's the thing about music. A lot of the time, it depends on Eminem's. The reason why I like this album so much is because Eminem understood tone in this album. It's
a concept album.
Yes. But sonically, he understood tone a little more. He's not rapping like he's not doing the angry Eminem rapping the way he was throughout this. From the intro, he sounds like old Eminem.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is what we wanted. Like, this is what we wanted. It's not the lyrics. Your lyrics is always there. It's the way that you rap on the last albums.
Delivery, yes. Yeah, exactly.
But you know what?
I wasn't, me personally, I wasn't, like, much.
They took his raps from this album and they layered them on beats from his old albums, and it was better. So that was the one complaint that I had. I didn't like the beat selection as much. I know sonically it probably sounded good throughout the whole thing, all that great. But if you're going to rap like old Eminem, I kind of want old school kind of beats. You know what I mean?
Contemporary Eminem. Stuff that we grew up on.
And I'm a huge Eminem fan.
The same thing with that, and that's why, like, Nas is my favorite rapper. I'm so glad he got with Hit Boy. Because
that's exactly the point that I was going to make, is that very few people can do that. Nas is the one person who's reinvented themselves and sounds better.
Yeah, exactly. Jay-Z too, I would say, because to me 444 was a really great album compared to the other albums that he did, like Magna Carta.
Jay-Z, yes, but Jay-Z never needed to. And he never got that, damn, you choose horrible beats, or like, damn, you would be better if you did. Jay-Z was just him.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's the only...
And I don't think that Nas picked horrible beats a lot of the time. I think he just picked the beat that was good for the song at the time. Like, Last Real Nigga Alive, I can see where he was going with that song. It's a song about a story about him and his walk through hip-hop with beefs. Y'all don't know about my Biggie Wars, who we thought would kick in the door was for, but that's my heart. Y'all still tripping with that Jigga shit. And he's explaining why him and Jigga has a problem. Listen up, real niggas. I told you where the whole thing started. At about the time I brought from Hard Times, racking at the fever, streets is all mine. It was my version of the blues, dropping out schools. That crack epidemic had rap representing the rules, so I tried them the shoes, tried them, wore them, wasn't the perfect fit, so I couldn't sport them. Young murderers riot. I knew all of them. Jungle got shot. Will died. We was warring. He's painting the picture.
And Nas paints a beautiful picture.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't need the beat. Like, I don't care about the beat. Son, Nas could put out an audio book and it raps and rhymes. Nas, if you're watching this, that's a great idea for you. Put out an audio book where it's rhyming and you're just talking about your life.
I think that's what he kind of...
I mean, I guess what albums are, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, without the beat.
Without the beat.
Nas has always been like that. Like, you listen to his rhymes, it's literally like you're reading a book.
Yes.
All right, Nas is your favorite rapper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where does he rank? Top 10, or is he number 1 for you?
Number 1.
Really?
Bro, the first time I ever... All right, so how old are you guys?
How old do you think? Yeah, 20.
Oh, y'all young.
27.
All right, so y'all wasn't around... All right, so in 1998... Nas dropped the album called I Am.
I was born.
Crazy. That's why.
He was one.
Y'all my baby brother's age. Yeah. So in 1998, he dropped the album. Might be 98, might be 97.
I think
97. It might have been 97 because 99 was... No, 98 because 97 was... 99 was Nostradamus. He drops an album. Albums come in CDs, physical copies. I know y'all know about physical copies, of course. And those physical copies have booklets. I was one of the kids that used to read and look at the booklets of all the albums that came out. I used to go to the record stores. I wasn't supposed to leave my block. I'm 9 years old. I would go to the record stores around the corner. Got my ass whooped when I got back home, but it was cool. And read the booklets of these albums because some of the albums wasn't shrink wrapped. They used to be shrink wrapped, but in order for you to list it out, in order for you to take this plastic off, you had to buy it. But some of them wasn't shrink wrapped. You know what I mean? Because they like with the record, Damn, I sound like an old nigga. What the record stores would do was they would play the albums in the store, so you could get a sneak peek of what the album sounds like. Sometimes I would just sit there and listen to that. And I was living in Queens at the time. That's probably why I'm such a Nas fan, because Nas was that nigga in Queens. And I used to look at the booklets, and one of the first rhyme that ever caught my eyes, fuck my ears. Freedom in jail, clips inserted, a baby's being born the same time a man is murdered, the beginning and end. I read that shit, and I was 9. I didn't even understand it until I understood it. Because I heard the song so many times. When I read the words, it hit me different. And that's when he became my favorite rapper. Like,
that's so fire.
Like, I'm 9 years old. I'm not fully grasping the concept of what he's saying, but I understand it enough to be like, oh, and question it. Like, when somebody dies, somebody's born? That's wild.
That speaks to your brain too, though. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you was already making music at that time. You was already writing rhymes.
Yeah, I was writing rhymes, man. I might have been writing rhymes maybe 6 months into when I heard that. Like, I started around like 9 years old.
Okay, so you started rapping at like 9 years old.
I started writing at 9.
Started writing at 9
I
years
didn't
old.
rap. I tried to rap, and everybody said I sucked. So, you know what I mean? I just secretly wrote for years. And I'm also an art kid. So, like, at the time, I was, like, designing Jordan sneakers by myself. Like, I'm just drawing stuff. I wanted to be an architect. Like, I draw. I design. That was my thing. I hate math. Out the window. Mm-hmm. But I used to draw a lot, anime, a lot of Dragon Ball Z, a lot of Pokemon, stuff like that. I had Pokemon cards. When I didn't have Pokemon cards, before I had Pokemon cards, I used to make my own Pokemon cards.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I would, like, create, just like a Pokemon card, color it in and all that, draw the fucking Charizard, HP 120, everything up there. Like, I just had a great imagination as a kid.
That's sick. What the hell?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I didn't want to rap, and then I was just secretly writing, and then I took a stab at it again. I was in foster care. That's why I was in Queens. Once I got out of foster care, I got back with my mom and my dad, and from there, I started rapping again, because my father's rapping. Like,
that's why I was like,
nigga, I'm not going to rap to you, but you can read this shit and proofread and let me know what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's where the only person that made me, my sister's the only person, my sister Tanisha, the only person that made me she used to read my raps. I wanted to fuck her up.
because she didn't know how to read it, or
she just made me sound corny.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, she would read it and just like, she would read it like you reading.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you know, some people.
There's no fucking rhythm.
Like,
Yeah, give my fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? So, it was one of those things. But yeah, I started recording at the age of 15.
Okay, so what's the first song you ever made?
Oh, why? It's like fucking high school yearbook pictures. I have a rap partner. His name is Fluky. That's my guy. That's my brother. Fluky was my best friend before he became my rap partner. I battled somebody in a pizzeria on South Avenue. Won some pizza. And got brought to the barbershop in 180 South. This guy named Brooke. It's like my uncle and shit. Brought me to the barbershop. Had me rap at the barbershop. This is back when, you know, instrumentals came on CDs. So, put the instrumental on the radio. I'm rapping. My man D, who was the barber, he owned the barbershop, calls a guy named Nate, who ends up being my manager. He wanted to manage me and my rap partner, Fluky. So he brings me to my first studio session. It's upstairs from the fucking barbershop studio. It's crazy. It's called We Got Next. It's a horrible song. Terrible song. We didn't know what we was doing. Like, shout out to Real Job Hassan, because he was like, that's my mentor, and he kind of taught me how to professionally record. I mean, he has a studio on Richmond Terrace. And he engineers the whole fucking planet for real. So at the time, I'm 15 years old. Don't know how to record. Me and this nigga Fluke was in the studio together. Me, him, and my man Magic. Shout out to my man Magic. We was a trio. When Fluke rapped, me and Magic's doing the ad-libs back and behind him. But it's not on different tracks. We didn't go in the studio and do the ad-libs after recording his main vocal. We all was doing the shit in the studio, in the booth at the same time.
Oh, no.
It was horrible.
Oh my God.
We didn't know what the fuck we was doing. We thought this how motherfuckers recorded music.
That's crazy. I was doing the ad-libs like in real time.
Yeah. So while he's rapping, we like, yeah, nigga.
They thought they had next.
Yeah. Terrible song. Never came out. Didn't see the light of day. We didn't really start putting out music until later on. That was like throughout the whole summer.
I mean, but you know, that's the process.
Yeah. We had to get a year in. So we weren't 15, we were 14. We had to get a year in. And we dropped our first project at 15. We had CDs pressed up, all that. Like real professional shit. Like booklets, posters. My poster was in Port Richmond High School in the dean's office. Like in the principal's. Shout out to Mr. Greenfield. Yeah, that's my guy. He owns
He's principal now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the dean when I was there.
No, yeah, when we was there, he was dean too.
Yeah. So my poster was in his office.
That's fire.
Mr. DiMartino, my poster was in his office. Like it was lit. You know what I mean? So like 15 on, I was like, this is what I want to do. Sorry, Mr. Leslie Randall, I'm not going to be doing this math. I'm going to be writing these fucking raps.
Yo,
Leslie
it's
Randall
crazy because we're all
crazy.
from Staten Island. So like, you know, if you went to Port, like, you know Leslie
You know
Randall.
these names. You know these
Bro.
names.
Yeah.
Bro, I had him, right? I had him for fucking living environment. And then I failed. And then I had him in summer school for the same class.
No.
Bro, that was the worst. Because
They didn't transfer y'all guys to like other schools?
The first year.
He taught at Wagner. Because
He taught at Wagner?
He taught at
for
Wagner.
summer school.
He did. We was in there. We had
Oh,
it
That's
together.
fucked
Yes.
up.
We had it together.
No, we were both failures.
Yeah, we had it together.
Listen. Because, you know, teachers sign up for that.
Yeah.
So he signed up.
Yo,
He's
Mr.
like,
Leslie Randall. He was difficult.
he was very
I'm not
difficult.
gonna call him an asshole because we on a pod.
Yeah.
Nah, you say that.
Well, we've said a lot worse, but protect the brand. You know what I'm saying? You gotta.
He was difficult.
he's
he was
difficult.
he was a very much difficult person
Yes.
for sure. I had him
Yes.
for summer school that year and the next year. Oh my fucking god, that shit was
Like,
tough.
why are you not home? Like,
That shit is tough.
you just did a whole year of torturing people. Why are you not home?
Torture some more.
Yeah.
I swear to God, bro. When I walked into that classroom and saw him, I was like, God.
Let me ask you a
Fuck.
question. How was Miss Senna on the way out?
Miss Senna.
Yeah.
Miss Senna, I had her for
Gym.
For gym. She was great.
Yeah,
Loved
she
her.
was awesome.
Yeah.
I love Miss Senna.
She was great.
Skinny lady. Too?
Yeah, she had blonde hair?
Yeah.
She's been there
Yeah.
since I loved her.
Yeah.
Her, Demo,
Demo, GOAT.
Yeah.
GOAT.
Yeah, Demo's a
Goat.
goat.
Vessi, GOAT.
Absolutely. Don't mention his name. Go ahead.
Oh,
Who you gonna say?
Bear.
Okay, Bear's fire.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. He fired. Fired.
Y'all had
So
Mr.
Vessi,
Luongo?
Vessi was partner when I was in school. Vessi was. I don't even think Vessi was the coach yet. I think Vessi was like the lunch. He might have been a dean too. He was a dean with a guy named Mr. Shine.
I knew Mr. Shine.
Yeah, Mr. Shine was a piece of work.
Why are you
Mr.
staring
Shine-
at me?
I'm just laughing.
Mr. Shine, I think Mr. Shine got fired for buying cocaine in Manus Harbor.
Nice.
Yeah. Shout out to
That's-
Mr. Shine. Yeah, that was my guy, man. But they was like, Mr. Shine and Vessi were like two peas in a pod in that fucking. We used to do like fucked up shit to them, like everybody would like crowd up in the back of the lunchroom, and be like, oh. Made it seem like there was a fight going on, and when they ran over there, looked like there was nothing there. We did shit like that all the time. My freshman year was wicked, dog. Like, I had a friend, right? His name was Peter. Shout out to my man Peter. I kid you not. There was a lady named Miss Bender. Nice woman, young, very attractive, right? She was a dean. I'm walking up the fucking. All right, so it's the last day of school, and we walking out, but we was walking out through the lunchroom. And Peter, like, you know the ramp that you go to before you go. This nigga Peter pulls out, like Miss Bender, Peter pulls up, takes the fire extinguisher off the wall. And I'm like, what are you doing? He said, don't worry about it. So we walking into the lunchroom. Miss Bender comes out the lunchroom. He just sprays her with the fucking fire extinguisher.
What the fuck?
Yo.
Why?
I guess in his mind, because it was his last day of school. So he didn't think nothing of another. I'm coming back here next year. He's from Nigeria. But he lived in Staten Island, but he's from Jersey. This is his last day of school. Sprays her with the motherfucking fire extinguisher. Drops the shit, runs out the fucking what's the name. I'm sitting there in shock, like, oh shit.
She didn't
Just
see.
no, I didn't nothing to do with
Oh,
this.
okay.
So I meet back up with him on the 46 bus stop. He's like, yo, I'm just gonna come back to school next year. I'm like, I bet. By the time that motherfucker got to school, to home, 5 police cars were sitting in front of his house.
Oh my God, bro.
5 police cars sitting in front of his house.
God damn.
They sent his ass back to Jersey.
Oh.
They ain't sent him to Nigeria.
Man, that was
I
I was
like,
like,
damn.
that's why. It's like, damn.
Nah, they ain't sent him to Nigeria. 72, my man Combo, shout out to him. He went back to Nigeria. He did some dumb shit too. But yeah, Port Richmond was a fucking place. Port Richmond was a fucking crazy.
Port was wild, bro. Remember
I
that
just wish
brawl we had?
I just wish the fucking football team was better.
Let's get back to some Tyrone Briggs. You know what I'm saying? We've been chatting, we've been, doing a thing, but we here. You've accomplished a lot in music already.
Mm-hmm.
What's something that you want to accomplish that you haven't yet?
That's a good question. I just take it day by day, honestly. I go by making music with the hopes of, I landed some placements. I've done the license and stuff. I got music on TV. I opened up for Drake and Nas. I did won the Sprite, Thirst for Burrow stuff. I did a lot for somebody from the local, on a local sense, right? At this point in my life, I just want people to learn from my story. That's my goal. If I could tell my story, that's what Pursuit is about. That's one of the things Pursuit is about. If I could tell my story and that helps spark the mind of somebody who wants to change for the better, then that's my accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even need like the accolades and stuff like that. Don't equivalent to the DMs and emails I get from people that say, "Yo, your music helped me through something."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's priceless. You know what I mean? Like, and although music has contributed to my financial issues, it's still like, to be able to serve humanity is more, is something that money can't buy. You know what I mean? Like, you can't put a price on that. So that's the type of thing I'm on right now. Hopefully, I always like figured I always had to work harder than the next person in order to get to where I had to work twice as harder than the next person in order to get half of what they got. Always been my thing. And with that, I knew that making music, the accolades is great, but serving is more fulfilling. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'd much rather do that. When you do it with a purpose, the money is gonna come, the accolades and everything else is gonna come, the success is gonna come, because you doing it with a purpose. Like, I went 15 years of just making music broke because I loved it. Like, I just loved to make music. Them things came because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't necessarily try to base my goals on the things that I've done and what I can do. It's more so how I impact society and the culture. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
And being from Staten Island,
yeah.
you've had a lot of impact, and you made it all the way to MSG.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about it.
So I was working with a licensed company, shout out to Music Bit. I got an email asking me, can I do a commercial for? They gave me a number in terms of like compensation. I was like, hell yeah. And I shoot the commercials for the Big East tournament. I said, hell yeah. So at this point, Victorious is at 1 million streams plus. All the things, it's all over the place. Papa John's, all the stuff. I did the video already. The video's at 500,000. All these things is going on. And when they did it, I'm like, dude, I was homeless when that happened. Like, I was living in a fucking foreclosed home.
So,
Like,
when Victorious came out, or when the commercial, when they hit you for the commercial?
Commercial.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Victorious is your biggest song?
Victorious is by far my biggest record.
By far your biggest
I
record.
think it's at like 13 million streams. Let me check.
Okay.
It's at like 13, maybe 20. It might be at 20 million streams. Yo.
We celebrating 20 million streams.
That's another thing I want the artists to know. Please, 20 million streams don't mean nothing.
Oh, yeah.
It means something.
If
Don't
you,
get me wrong.
If you own it,
Even if you own it, if you didn't own it, it didn't mean anything. If you own it, it didn't mean because the stream number is so low. The cents per dollar is so low for streaming.
It isn't like
Spotify.
less than a cent.
1 million streams got me $4,000, and that was before I had to bust it up
oh, wow.
Yeah. So
on Spotify.
when you break it down, how much is it like per stream? Do you know?
It's like 0.005.
Yeah, less than a cent.
And that was like 10 years ago. So it might have went lower. You
That's
don't know.
fucking
10 years
nuts.
ago, Victorious came out 10 years ago?
Nah.
Oh, you talking about your
Victorious
first?
Victorious came out in 2017.
I
Damn
mean,
near 10 years ago.
almost 10 years ago. I mean, yeah.
Almost 10 years ago. So,
It's crazy. You still get played.
yeah, it still gets picked up. It's one of those records that, like, you know when you got a record, you got good records, you got great records. I put out a lot of good records. I put out a lot of great records. That ain't the only one that got streamed a lot, you know what I mean? But you got one when that type of stuff happens. The only thing it wasn't, I did it without the label push.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I had licensing music to build leverage behind the equity of the record.
And are you completely independent?
Dude, I do everything by myself. If I don't do it with me, it's with Eddie. Eddie, AR Young. Yeah, I'm completely independent. Jay, Glaze, Flip. Me, Glaze, and Flip, those my guys. They really, like, ushered me into the license. We all came in together, actually. But they were the ones who put the bug in my ear to do it. You know what I mean? So, they're producers. They work with me and Eddie very closely. Those are my bros. They work with Elaine very closely. They work with a few people. You know what I mean? Like, but they were guys that, we all took a chance. Because we didn't know what we was going to do. Like, we was all broke. Completely. Like, trying to figure it out. And Glaze was working out of this place, a studio called House of Dreams. Shout out to HOD. We all was raised in that. I've been recording there since I was 18 years old. Shout out to Christian Penn. That was his place. It was his house. And his house, he would rent rooms out to creatives.
That's fire.
So Glaze was one of them. Paul Mars was one of them. I'm talking about we young. Young Glaze, young Paul Mars, young Matty J, young Lex, young, like, anybody. My guy Swizzy Swintone. There's so many of us that came out of that spot. Mike Cash, like, all these guys that grew to be, fucking Jesse Bloom. If it wasn't Jesse Bloom, I need y'all to get familiar with who he is. He signed a Hit Boy. He signed a Surf Club. He did production on Big Sean's last 2 albums. He did production on 3 of Nas's last albums. He did production on a bunch of records. Chief Keef, all these.
What does he do right now? Like Staten Island wise, he's
a part of Jastronauts.
Jastronauts. There you go. I've heard the name before. That's why.
So Harlem Rock. Shout out to Holla, that's the homie. She had a badass boot camp benefit concert
I think I remember that.
over the summer.
Yeah.
Where I performed with the Jastronauts, and Jesse spearheaded that whole shit. Like, pretty much, like, he produced the whole thing, and he was there. He played the keys, and he played trumpet. He played keys and trumpet at the same time. It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
How the fuck do you even do that?
I don't know how he does it, but he did it.
Being him.
I kind of, every time he does it, I don't catch it on camera because I'm on stage.
That's nuts.
I'll be trying to tell people, like, yo, get this on camera. But he does it all the fucking time.
Does he have some, like, obviously he has some...
He has his trumpet, and he got the keys, and he's playing the trumpet while he's playing the keys.
Like, what? Like,
Yes, dog.
This?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Jesse's a genius. Like, I mean, but we all came from there. That's another thing, too. Like, the Jastronauts, like, I've been working with them. You could say I've been working with the Jastronauts for 10 years because I've been working with Glaze. Glaze is a part of Jastronauts.
Absolutely.
You know, then I got familiar with Jesse Bloom. Me and Jesse had our first perform. No, me and Glaze was 15 years. Me and Jesse might have been 10 years. Or 12. Yeah, 12 years. And they did live instrumentation. They introduced me to doing, then my man O. My man O right now is the VP of digital marketing at Warner.
That's
my right hand man.
That's amazing. You know, you got to know people in these places because you got to keep trying to get your foot in the door in different ways.
Well, before that, this is my best friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of my best friends. Like, I'm talking about sleep at his house, mom's cooks food, his mother considers me her son. You know what I mean? And vice versa. I consider her mom.
And so we got here from speaking on Victorious and you being homeless during the commercial.
Yeah.
So just to bring it back to that, like, you were homeless when the biggest thing that ever happened to you.
I wouldn't say the biggest, but it was definitely the biggest moments.
In music.
Yeah.
Right.
One of the biggest moments I had.
Definitely not the biggest.
Definitely one of the biggest moments I had. I was homeless. And the only reason why I was homeless really is because I couldn't find an apartment at the time. And things that happened between me and the lady I was dealing with wasn't working out. So I moved out instead of just like fighting for the apartment. I was like, I'll just go chill with spend time with my guys. And we had a foreclosure. You know what I'm saying? That we worked out of making music. Like, that was the initial plan, like, for the foreclosure. We had, like, all right, we know that we got 5 years for this shit, with the shit, before the fucking bank comes and takes it. What we gonna do? Take the electricity from upstairs, pay her maybe like $100 a month, wire it down here, and work out of it. And it was a 2-bedroom apartment. It was a 2-bedroom house. We painted it up. We fixed it up as much as we could, and it was our trap. Like,
yeah. You said the house was in foreclosure.
Yeah.
So how much was that? Like, what was that looking like?
In terms of finances?
Mm-hmm.
All we had to do is give her money.
Oh.
We ate food from outside. We ordered to take out. We gave her money for the lights, for the heat. We had ways to do the heat. My man fixed it up because he was a
HVAC type.
Yeah, he was doing like, you know, he was skilled already. Like, he had like a trade and what was it called? Carpentry and building shit. Like he was already there.
Yeah.
And he was the one who had the keys. So it was like, oh, he was willing to rent it out. He was gonna we was gonna do some illegal shit and like sublease it to people. But we was like, nah, let's just keep this shit for ourselves and just work out of it. And that's like, I got some of my best records out of that shit.
So, how long ago was that? 2017? 2018?
2017. About 2017. Yeah. So that shit happened. And then I got, later on, I got an apartment. But at that time, I'm like, shit. Like, the people downstairs, because there was another basement apartment, they were stealing our shit when we wasn't there.
Damn.
You know, like.
So it was the trap. Like,
yeah.
You see.
2 of my hard drives, one of my hard drives with some of my best fucking footage got stolen. I had like documented the whole MSG shit.
No way.
Recorded everything. We had like a Sony A7 at the time. So that was like, you know.
Yeah.
The shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And somebody stole my fucking hard drive and sold it.
Oh my God, bro.
And yo, there was so much shit going on at the time, dog. Like,
yeah. So that sounds like you had a lot of blessings, and at the same time,
I was furious though because I'm like, I documented the entire shit. I performed on the floor at halftime, dog.
Yeah. It's funny because like it's old news, you know what I mean? But it's new to anyone that
and that shit
is just discovering you. So
and I was gonna pay my man. My man was like, "Yo," I'm like, "Yo, how much is it to edit this?" He's like, $1,700. I'm about to send you the $1,700. Look back, that shit was gone. I cried like a baby, but things happen for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Was there any other footage? Like, of course, like little mini things, but like
little stuff on Instagram, stuff and shit like that. Yeah, but the illest part about that was the year after they asked me to do it again.
Oh, nice.
So it was 2018 and 2019.
2019 is when I found out.
Yeah. So that's we did it both. We did both years, and they was trying to consider me doing it every year, but I don't think something happened with COVID. And they just stopped doing it because of the budgets and all this other stuff. I'm like, all right, whatever.
COVID messed up a lot of stuff.
Yeah, man.
COVID fucked it up, bro.
So, yeah, that was one of my favorite moments. I think my favorite moment, though, was opening up for Drake and Nas with the Sprite thing.
I was about to ask about that because you kind of just glossed over that. I was like, wait a second, hold on.
So, I got an email asking from a lady named Jana Hicks. I'll never forget this like it was yesterday. It was 2014. So... the illest shit in the world. She's like, Sprite Thursford Burroughs, Staten Island representative, like as a question. I'm like, what the fuck does this mean? So she sends me a text. She sends me another email with her number. I'm working at Retro Fitness on fucking
Richmond.
Yeah, at the time. So I get the call on my break. Word, this is going on? Like, this can't be true. Because nothing like this happens to me, especially at that time. Like, nothing like this happens to me. But at the same time, I understand they found me because I've been on blogs at this point. I'm on Double XL. I'm on Source. I'm on Vibe. I'm getting retweets from... I got Combat Jack, God rest his soul. I know y'all don't know who Combat Jack is. He's one of the first pioneers of podcasting, hip-hop podcasting. Like, he died from cancer years ago. It was a big thing because he the day that Control dropped, I dropped this song called Spartacus. So Control went crazy online, right? Mm-hmm. Spartacus came out maybe a couple days after. He tweeted out, Tyrone Briggs bodies half of Kendrick's list with Spartacus. That shit rung off on Twitter.
Damn.
Rung off. I'm getting blogs going crazy. So I'm like, all right, I know how they got to me because they looked me up and they found all this history.
This is 10 years ago.
Right? This is the next year, though. It's 2014 that she's hitting me up. She's like, So I get there. Like, she had a meeting. She's like, yo, we got to rap. We need rappers and we need somebody that does clothing. We need a clothing designer. I was going to originally go with my guys named Cloud Kicker, shout out my man Mike D and Mike Cash and them, but I was like, they get a lot. Because they had, like, at the time they had Corey Guns rocking their shit. They had mad people rocking their shit. Mad people. Mad people was rocking their shit. So, I'm like, all right. And they had this dude named John Colombo who was a videographer at the time. He was doing videos for Mano, Joe Button, all these people, like mad people, Joe Ortiz, and they would just like, cross market. So John Colombo would get them in some Cloud Cake again, all sorts of stuff. I didn't want to go that route because they already had like this big thing. It was already like this thing on Staten Island. So I went with my guys, Rose Dreams, and Rashawn, Eson at the time he was doing a bunch of, like, he was working on the album, so he wasn't like hands-on with doing it. Rashawn was doing it. You know what I mean? Rashawn is Ghostface's son. So this is Ghostface's son. Have you ever seen Ghostface with a T-shirt with a wolf on it?
Yeah,
That's his
I
son.
got Rose Dreams on shit too because it was exclusive. Like you had to DM them and shit. Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So
Eson's fire too.
That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? Answer your phone. So me and Rashawn would go to all the meetings. We met. That's why I met Chris Rivers, Big Pun's son. Mm-hmm. We clicked automatically because he's nice. Rappers respect talented rappers, respect other talented rappers. Chris, if you listening to this, I need my verse, bro. I I've been looking for a verse for him for like 10 years now. But I understand things happen. I ran into him last time I was in Harlem. I ran into him. He was with his girlfriend. I was with my girlfriend. Like, we gonna catch up.
Never did.
Rapper shit.
Yeah.
So
Feels good to say that though, right?
Nitty Scott, she's dope, really dope chick. She's from the Bronx. Dominic Lloyd, he's from Harlem. Timeless Truth, they're from Queens. I represented Staten Island. Staten Island, it was a poll. So the poll was whoever wins, we go to their place and we do like this like this giveaway for Sprite and all this other stuff, and we get a chance to open up for Drake and Nas. All of us did it though. We opened up for Drake and Nas. You know what I'm saying? We get there. It was at Irving Plaza. This is before the Troy Ave shit and all that. You know what I'm saying? So we go to Irving Plaza, lit. 3,000 people there. We get on stage. I think Shane Larkin was the point guard of the New York Knicks at the time. He was hosting it with Sprite. And 2K was downstairs. So we get interviewed by 2K downstairs. We go upstairs. Shane Larkin is up there hosting the fucking shit. And we go on. I still got the 2K YouTube. I'm going to send that to y'all. The episode and shit. And we get off. Drake goes on. Now, this is the thing that's the craziest about this. If you're reading this, Too Late came out that morning.
Oh, shit.
That of the show.
So that's that 2015?
That was 2015.
Yes.
Yes.
February 2015.
Yeah.
So it was 2014. It was February 2015. It was February 15th, 2015. I remember this day like it was yesterday. Everybody knew the fucking words to Energy already. All of us. How about this?
That's nuts.
I'm getting off the stage. Drake gets on the stage. It's the first time I ever seen Travis Scott perform. He performs Mamacita. A lot of people don't even know who Travis Scott is yet. Me, Eson, and my man O are going crazy.
Yeah,
because days before rodeo.
Yeah.
We're going nuts. We're in the front. By the way, there was so many bitches on me that night. Because I went up there and smoked the fucking stage. Because everybody's like, because when you go up on the stage and say Staten Island, like, or they say your borough. And I didn't know my words at first. I couldn't get the feel. And niggas started laughing. Staten Island said, oh, he from Staten Island. He gonna fuck up. I went up there and cooked. Niggas shut the fuck up. Then on top of that, they announced me as the winner of the whole shit. So niggas was salty. I could have bust mad ass that night. Sat in the back. We filmed as much as we could. We couldn't bring no camera, so we had like a little GoPro camera of me on stage. Then I got footage of Drake. Then I got footage of Nas, right? So when Drake is doing this shit, everybody's going crazy. Everybody's going crazy. It's like, oh shit. Then he does Crew Love. He does mad different records. And that's when I realized, like, that's a big nigga. Drake is a tall motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize how tall he was.
Yeah, like 6'2", right?
He says it in his song.
Yo, he's big as shit. I'm like, oh shit, this nigga's big. I didn't know he jumped off this, and all the lights was on. Everybody was drinking, and everybody's having a good time, especially the girls. Crew Love comes on, all the girls, loving the crew, all that shit. He brings out Kanye West to squash the beef with Kanye West at that time. On stage, he brings out Kanye West. He brings out Travis Scott. Bass and J. Cole are backstage. I'm hanging out with niggas, all that. Like, it's crazy. They like, yo, you look familiar. I'm like, you look familiar. Like, so he talking.
You look familiar. Oh, because of Spartacus? Or
Nah, I met J. Cole prior to that.
Oh, okay.
But I met J. Cole. I used to work at Extra on 46th Street. And before, this is around the time where I had to explain that to him. Like, you met me when I was working at Extra. He was walking down the street on 40 Deuce. Nobody knew who he was. Friday Night Lights just came out. And I looked at him.
Yo, you've lived a life, bro.
And he laughed. He's like, he's like, yo. And he gave me a pound. And I took a picture with him. Him and his engineer was walking around to see how many people were going to know who he was. That's how unknown J. Cole was at the time.
That's fucking wild.
This is J. Cole with the Caesar before the fucking motor jackets and shit, the motorcycle jackets and shit that they was trying to put him in. This is J. Cole with the T-shirt.
What year was this?
When I met him, it was 2009.
2009.
2009 when I met that nigga.
Your age is showing.
Yeah.
Listen, it's good
No,
though because we get to hear all these stories.
Yeah.
Like, and you get to relive them in this moment. You know what
it's
I mean?
nuts because I don't really talk about a lot of this shit. So that happened. So I spoke to him about that. I come back. Drake is about to leave the stage. Like I said, the lights was on. People were drinking. It's having a vibe. Nas gets on the stage. Lights get low. No lights. Niggas pull out their spliffs. Niggas are smoking weed. He brings his daughter on stage with him. Drake jumps off the stage and sits and stands next to me as a fan. And we would watch that shit. The illest shit I ever seen in my life. I've never seen. Nas used to be an alcoholic. I'm not gonna say he used to be an alcoholic. I'm not saying that.
He was a drink.
He had a Hennessy deal. Remember, he was endorsed by Hennessy. Mm-hmm. Bring big ass bottles of Hennessy on the stage, and he's just performing all the joints. New York State of Mind. Nas is like, Made You Look. All of the joints. It was one of the best nights I've ever had in my life.
Irving Plaza was never the same.
No, because the reason why is because not only did I get to watch two people that I admire from music, it was more so being able to see how they perform and learn from that.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, Nas does this when he has this thing where he swerves back and forth when he raps. Mm-hmm. Oh, he cuts out certain words so he can catch breath. He'll expand the word more. So Drake is more like, Nas is like more of the MC. Drake is more crowd receptive. He's an entertainer. So he's like, they loving the crew. Like, so he can catch the breath. He's not doing that only for crowd participation. Mm-hmm. He's doing that so he doesn't have to lose breath. And I learned that. Same thing with Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes does. Tell me what you want to do. Come here, ma. Talk with me, nigga. Talk with me. Like, that come here, ma, is for a spliff. So Busta could keep his breath control. Mm-hmm. And I'm learning these things while I go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just an ill experience, dog. It was such an ill experience.
While we on this, since you already mentioned 2 out of 3 of the big 3, who's your big 3
right now?
Yeah,
the big 3.
Okay, all right.
You can't count anybody else. Like, dog.
Wait, who's the big 3 though?
He don't gotta say it, but he's gonna say it anyways.
I want to say it.
I want him to rank them.
I want to see.
Oh yeah,
Drake, Cole, Kendrick,
right.
But not in that order.
Oh, okay.
Not in that order.
Okay.
It depends on what we're talking about.
Talking about rapping.
Rap.
Yeah.
Cole.
Cole's first.
Artistry, Kendrick. Entertainment, Drake.
Okay.
That's interesting.
That's great. I think
that's valid.
That's 100%
Cole
valid.
is a rapper. Kendrick is too, to a certain extent. But Kendrick's best music to me is not when he's rapping.
No, not at
like,
all.
tell Flex to talk bomb this shit. So many bombs feel like Vietnam and this shit. Like, that is really, really dope. But
he remembers that control verse word for word,
Yo,
bro.
bro.
Because
that's just my shit. But I need some water.
oh, absolutely.
Something came over me. Way too high to simmer down.
Yeah.
Might as well overheat to like, it's just, and it's the way that he does his stacks and
Kendrick
like,
is.
I'm listening to it from a rapper's and blood pressure made away, heartbeat breaking like a junkie. Like, I'm like, his transition from just being able to take one melody and swing it to another.
The way Kendrick orchestrates his music is insane.
Dog.
It
And he's been
separates
doing
him.
that since the beginning. That's why I was like, yo, this nigga's gonna be something special. I remember when OD came out, and a year later, Section 80 came out. And I was like, this is a total different nigga. Well, I'm not gonna say when OD came out. I mean when the first time I ever heard OD.
Right.
Versus the next time I heard Section 80.
And then Section 80 and then Good Kid Mad City. Different.
But even with Section 80, you could hear glimpses of Good Kid Mad City. Like, Don't Kill My Vibe is, there's another record in there.
Backseat freestyle.
Nah, Don't Kill My Vibe. And I'm in the house party tripping. I'm a generation sipping.
Oh,
drugs, syrup,
swimming pools.
Never no sense.
Swimming pools.
That's on.
No.
That's swimming pools.
That's not swimming pools. That swimming pools.
Oh, he's talking about
ADHD.
ADHD. Yep.
Oh.
Now,
Why did we both think swimming pools?
because swimming pools is another one. I done grew up around them people living life in bottles.
Yeah, that's why.
But
Yeah.
and I just know that's one thing I want y'all to know too about artists. We always make the same song just in a different way. Okay, all of us. Do you want to be free? Bells getting loud, ain't no way to hide, got no way to go. Put away my pride, tired of feeling low, even if I cry. Like the same exact song. Meek Mill has been dropping the same song for the last 10 years.
Which one?
All intros.
Oh, okay. Okay. I
Wins and losses, dreams and nightmares, championships, all of them the same song if you technically get it. It's just like I love Meek. Meek is an honorable mention in my like I don't got a big three. I got a top 5.
right.
Starting lineup. My starting lineup is Kendrick, Cole, Drake, Meek, Wale.
Wale Love, we love it.
Yeah.
Off the bench, Sean. Off the bench.
That's valid.
Yo, 6th man of the year. Usually
That's
it's
valid.
Wale.
Off the bench, like,
Usually it's Wale as the 6th man.
I'm not putting Wale. I'm not putting Sean over Wale. Wale's too dope.
Yeah.
Album About Nothing is one of the best albums I've ever heard in my life.
Absolutely. Wale is
He's very underrated.
very
Wale
underrated.
to me is what Method Man is to the big to that starting 5 of hip hop artists. Like in terms of not getting the recognition that he deserves but he's so dope.
Like Biggie, Tupac, Jay-Z type.
I wouldn't put
No.
Biggie and Tupac
Well,
in those.
Okay. We're starting 5. What? That's 91, right?
Yeah, I would say
91.
Nas, Hove, M, DMX. Nas, Hove, M, DMX, LL Cool J.
So where's Method Man?
6.
Okay, 6. So he's your 6th man.
Yeah.
Okay.
The reason being is because Meth didn't have the album.
Solo joints like that.
Yeah, he didn't have the album. He didn't have the catalog
Yeah.
because people forget. Meth dropped albums, but he dropped the albums with Redman too, and he did a lot of acting in the early ages of his career. How high he was.
I don't think he focused enough in his prime on the music.
He didn't
Because he just kind of went straight into like the acting.
Yeah.
Or helping the crew around him build.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But yeah, we spoke about that earlier. Okay.
That's my top 5 though.
That's top
Those
5.
guys.
I like that. I like
With
you
the
said you
honorable
want a
mention,
big 3.
Sean, because not only those are the guys I listened to growing up, like not growing up, but those are the guys I listened to later on, and what their contributions to music, but they kind of helped change the sound of rap.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't think people understood how ill Ambition was. The best thing that Wale did was get signed to MMG.
Like
Because
that.
they gave him, he had a different sound than he did with Attention Deficit when he was over there with Rockefeller and stuff.
They allowed him to
Be him.
to be him and also to
Experiment.
get a lot of fans. No, get a lot of people.
Yeah.
MMG was big.
And the thing is,
collaboration with Meek Mill.
yeah, but a lot of the things
Rick-
too, I would say, Attention Deficit was like really go-go driven. Like if you've ever been to DC and listened to go-go music, like the instrumentation was very go-go driven. He got with like Justice League, and he still had those go-go driven records, but he got with other producers that kind of brought something out of him, like "Give Me Your Love" or and he was allowed to make records that would affect women. Lotus Flower Bomb, those type of records.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Bad.
Oh, with Rihanna.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The one with Rihanna was on the remix.
Rihanna's
Rihanna's
on the
remix. My fault.
The joint with Usher, I forgot the name of it.
Oh, Matrimony.
Matrimony.
Yeah, Matrimony.
Amazing song.
Yeah.
Amazing song.
I mean, that's the best album he ever did. Like that's
Yeah.
his Illmatic. And all of them got an Illmatic. All of them got a blueprint. Like, to me, you could call it whatever. Drake, his best album was Nothing Was the Same.
I said his best album, the same. My personal favorite is Take Care.
I understand that too.
Okay.
What
I
Take
think-
Care done for music, understand, because he brought a different sound. And he kind of gave an identity to Canada with Take Care.
Right.
100%.
And that's why The Weeknd was heavily
Influenced.
involved in that
Yeah,
album.
Yes.
And that was his influence.
Yes,
and so
yes.
they say
That's what I meant.
No,
His
yeah.
influence.
And so they took they took that and they were like, oh, you know, Drake stole from The Weeknd, and that's why I love Nothing Was the Same so much more, because that's Drake's sound.
Yeah. I would
That's
say,
Drake.
with Drake, he did the reason why I love Nothing Was the Same so much. He did the perfect. With Take Care, it was still too not too much, but it was it wasn't a balance between the melody, singing, and rap. Mm-hmm. The same thing. It was too much rap and You Thank Me Later.
Way too much rap and Thank Me Later.
Wait, like a little bit more singing than
features.
rap and Take Care for me. Nothing Was the Same was the perfect gumbo.
Yeah, the melting pot. The gumbo.
Because what he does is he'll do. I hate the fact that beats so long to you. Forget it, no, to you. And he's doing different flows. It's different.
What song is
At
that?
the time, I still be drinking on the low.
Oh yeah.
First thing.
And then at the end of that, drinking, fucking, smoking, plotting, scheming, get boom, 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 boom. Oh my God.
And then he goes crazy.
What?
And then you got the songs like From Time.
From Time.
And you got Wu-Tang Forever.
Wu-Tang Forever. You got Lord Knows. I am so mad at that goddamn beef because that's the only thing I'm so mad about the beef for.
Drake.
We're never going to get a Rick Ross and Drake collaboration again.
Wait,
they make some
Lord
of
knows
the best.
Lord knows don't take care, but he's just saying in general that.
Oh yeah.
Yo, dog. They give. Oh no, Lord Knows is on Take Care.
But it's okay.
You're right.
Yeah.
I was letting you cook.
There's so much records on there though. Swanging, eyes low, just swang. It's worst behavior.
Connect.
Come through.
Oh my God, come through.
The language.
The language, which I knew he was talking about Kendrick when I heard that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why you've been lying, but nobody, not inspiring. Like
Yeah,
this is about in like.
Listen, we have done probably 20 episodes since the beef, like, you know what I'm saying, since all that, and I think we've mentioned them every single time. So I tried not to mention it this episode, but with the big three and everything, we knew he was talking about Kendrick.
Yeah.
And then even just on his latest joint.
They just this is gonna be like a Jay-Z Nas thing where it's like they're not gonna.
It's deeper than that. I feel like Jay-Z and Nas matured, and I don't think Drake will ever mature from this.
Bro, he was at the
Nah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if y'all was around for that, but Jay-Z was not trying to let up.
But Nas was?
Nas wasn't either.
Really? I thought
What?
they stopped. I thought like we're in the age of social media, so it's a very different kind of attack.
Bro, can't y'all see that he's fake? The rap version of TD Jakes prophesizing on your CDs and tapes. Don't give him your crumb off a little bit that he makes. And this is with whom you want to place your faith. I put dollars on mine. Ask Columbine when the Twin Towers dropper was the first in line. He's talking about poking holes in Nas's fucking at his whole shit.
First of all,
Like
Jay-Z is absolutely fucking filthy.
And then Nas goes back and says, "But this nigga with Jigga too much. He's saying Jay one of my spot. I stood, hang around, never hung a lot. A young nigga that stood at home planning. Baby moms thought I was too quiet and couldn't stand it. She hit the streets. Later on, she's hitting the sheets with a rapper who wanted me on the song, thinking he's strong. I taught her some street shit I might follow. Taught her weakness was shine, yo, but that's her. I ain't made, baby. It made me stronger. Now I get my paper longer. Illmatic, I was boss. It was written, I floss. One of the most creative LPs ever to hit stores. In the firm, I learned I am Nostradamus. QB's finest. Uchi Wally brought more problems. He's talking about how Jay-Z's taking the Uchi Wally verse is better than yours and all that other shit that's going on. They've been doing it. See what y'all want, y'all already had. The gift and the curse, fuck that shit. The first should be last and man's man. Rap is rapper, G-O-D, the S-O-N. There'll be none after. I was Scarface. Jay was Manolo. It hurt me when I had to kill him and his whole squad for Dolo. Like, they're going back and forth through a lot of songs. I'm a brave heart veteran. And you already know who I'm better than. Who you think he's talking about in these records? They went out, they did not start until like maybe 2000s. From 2001 to 2006, it was just ongoing beef with them niggas.
So you think that's what we're going to experience right now?
The difference between Drake and Nas and Jay-Z, Drake and Kendrick and Nas and Jay-Z, they were arguing over not only who's the best rapper in New York, that their shit stemmed from a woman. Mm-hmm. Me and the boy AI got more in common than just bowling and rhyming. Get it more in common.
Oh.
Talking about his baby moms. So that shit was
deeper than rap.
thicker than fucking Ashanti at the fucking World Series. The tension was thicker than Ashanti at the World Series. So it was like, it's not just him calling him a pedophile and him just calling him whatever, like, you know, saying things. It's not just Kendrick just not liking Drake's character. Them niggas really had beef over shit that, and not only that shit, it was real street beef too.
Yeah.
Because Nas was hanging out with certain people that Jay-Z had problems with. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't really.
I think.
Kendrick says it. He's like, rabbit hole so deep, I could go further. I promise. They probably got a lot more shit going on that they didn't even say.
I mean, I think that was just what he was saying, like, as far as his character
and all the other extra
yeah,
stuff.
because he could go like.
I think
Both of them did really well. I ain't gonna lie. When I heard that second verse,
Family Matters.
Oh no, yeah, that shit was crazy.
if Drake shooters doing TikTok, nigga, oh my god.
Your game PG. Oh my god. Listen, I'm just trying to avoid it because we've gone into heated debates about this.
Goodness fucking gracious.
He lost the second Kendrick opened his mouth because they've been waiting.
You think
My
so?
fans been waiting for me to son your punk ass and crush
That
your
wasn't
whole
about
little
him, though.
shit. Absolutely. Who was that about?
That was about Big Sean.
No.
Absolutely about Big Sean. Big Sean dropped no more interviews, and then Kendrick drops that a month later, where Big Sean was talking shit
in
about
that same thing. He says, and nothing been the same since I tucked the whatever.
No. That was years after.
Same.
Years after.
No. Mm-hmm. No.
The Heart 3.
Hold on.
The Heart 3 came out right before Damn.
Oh, that was 2017.
Oh my god, I'm mixing up two freestyles. You're right. I'm mixing up a song with a freestyle.
The what's the name? Now that I hate y'all. I do anything to replace y'all. Shout out to Face Mob. A ghetto boy till I'm unemployed with a day job and kick boxes. I kick ass and then kick knowledge. That was about Drake all the way.
How do you have?
I don't know. Don't even ask me.
Nah, keep going. I want to know
know.
because now I forgot how the rest of it
I'm
goes.
the rapper that masturbated over your favorite MC until the industry wanted me assassinated. You either corny or opportunist. He was talking about Drake.
There you go. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Masturbated all over your favorite MC is insane.
Yeah.
A corny or opportunist is the same thing he's talking about on Not Like Us.
Yeah.
And that was 2013. I'm about to crack the Da Vinci Code. Yeah, and nothing been the same since I dropped Control and tucked the sensitive-ass rapper back in his pajama clothes. Ha.
No.
Joke's on you. High five. I'm bulletproof. Your bullets will never penetrate. Pin a tail in the darky, boy. You been a fake.
100% that was about Drake.
But even with I'm the kid with the motor mouth. I am the one you should worry about. All hail King Kendrick. Resurrecting my vengeance. Breaking down your motor mouth till I dissect the engine. There's no forgiveness. Soon as I see him, cease your existence, and in our friendship, baby, I'd rather die alone. Like they were going back and forth for a very long time. Drake said to this nigga, I would have all of your fans if I didn't go pop and stayed on some conscious shit. On a 100 with Game.
I think that's true. I don't know about all of his fans, but I think that Drake would have a lot of the culture if he chose to just rap.
Stay with the culture.
If he chose to just rap.
Yeah. I think with Drake's in the compromise, not even a compromising position because he's not compromising. I think Drake is in an interesting position. The reason being is because Drake is the biggest artist that we've ever seen. Like in terms of numbers.
Yeah.
And this man just did a $500 million deal. We've never heard that. This is like some Albert Pujols shit. Like some, you know what I mean? Like that's some A-Rod shit. You know what I'm saying? So the pressure that you might have to have with that. I was telling people that, like, yo, people don't understand how much comes with that. Because we don't know how much what he had to do for that $500 million.
That's why he was on tour for so long, doing all these things.
He's not going to give us the rap records we want because he knows those records don't stream as well as the other records he's done.
I mean, he showed it. He came out with the Scary Hours 3.
And
people
went.
People were complaining when he dropped For the
That
Dogs.
shit was fire.
That
and
shit was fire.
rapping.
He was rapping.
He was rapping.
Wickman.
The
What?
thing
Story
about
of My Brother?
Because nobody wants, you got to think too. We want that shit. But Drake is an international artist. Like his fan
reach.
base
Yeah.
exceeds beyond just the United States. Like, if you watch Twitter and the people that are really like defending Drake behind the beef, they're not usually American.
Germany,
Nigeria, all kind of other places.
UK.
Super UK. You know what I'm saying? Like,
big things.
yeah, the first time I knew that Drake was that guy is when Giggs brought him out for the Motorola.
Oh wow.
I remember that.
Like, that made me
I remember that
realize,
happened.
like, oh, he's, like, I knew that he was big. I'm like, he did the Demon just got out that can.
That was 2017.
I gave my bro an event. The
Yeah.
crowd went. That shit looked like Woodstock in '97 when DMX was up there with the, and he's just rapping in front of a fucking continent. Like,
Yeah.
That's what it
He wasn't
felt
even
like.
born.
You wasn't born either.
Woodstock, when was that?
97, 98. One of those.
Yeah, if it was 97, I was probably born because I think that was in the summer.
Oh wow, you was less than a year old, bro. Congratulations.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He's born in December.
He's like, you wasn't even born yet. I was
Yeah.
born 6 months before you. Like, all right, bro.
Hey, I was though.
Yeah, nah, Woodstock definitely happened in the summer.
Yeah.
Definitely happened in the summer.
Oh, so you was like 2 days old, bro. Congrats.
You were in your dad's ball still.
But it was
Bro,
like,
do you know how pregnancy works? I was in my mom's belly. Nick.
Oh
What
yeah,
are you
you
talking
were.
about?
Nah. Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
I feel old as shit because I was 9.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, 9? Woodstock?
Yeah.
And you 37?
Yeah.
Well, I'm 27. Yeah, so I was probably born. It was probably 98 then. It happened.
Yeah, it's probably 98.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I can go on a tangent. You are very quick on your feet. Your mind is insane, sharp.
As far as rap, everything else can't say. But
You have an impeccable memory with thin rap hip hop history, and just for you to recite those freestyles, I'm sure big moments in hip hop, regardless.
Yeah.
But just recite them word for word on the spot is crazy.
well, that's because I studied a lot of them. In order to like, my music is not so much emotional; it's more cerebral. Like when you listen to the project, I want to do an interview with you guys again, like because we got the pre. I want to do it after the project is dropped, and I want to get y'all take on it. Hopefully, we could do that.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. I feel like we kind of came here and we did talent talk. We talked about music. We talked about art. We didn't do a lot about you in that sense, but
Yeah, but this project in
did a lot.
particular is like you can kind of hear the influence from what I've learned throughout music these years. Like background vocals, super melodies, harmonies, and everything else, and then there's just rap and telling the story, punchlines, metaphors, similes, double entendres, triple entendres, all that's in this project. But with me just talking about my story. You know what I'm saying? Flow switch ups, everything else. I learned that from these guys. And you have to do that. Like anybody who ever plays sports, you got to study the game tapes in order to be one of the best.
100%.
So that was one of my things. Like, and that's one of the reasons why I always keep my ear to even the new guys. I would say I like Jid.
Jid is so dope.
See, he's nasty. He reminds me like Andre and Lil Wayne had a baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
His delivery and his raps are crazy, man.
yeah, and he's one of those people that I feel like, like he's what, 34 now, 33.
He's in his 30s?
He's
Jid?
33, 34.
I thought he was like in his late 20s.
absolutely. I thought he was like maybe 20, 29,
Yeah.
maybe even 30. But it's still,
But he's one of those people where it's like he's gonna be around for a while.
yeah.
Like,
I'm waiting for him to take that, take the throne. Like,
Yeah.
I like Baby Keem.
Baby Keem is dope.
I like Baby Keem a lot. I think Baby Keem has a lot of growing to do, but when he gets to that point where he's a rapper, because he's like right now, he's rapping, but he's not rapping in the way that he's doing like more animated,
Yeah.
super like, and it's different. I love that shit about it. Like body the boom, my body the boom, my body the bing. I need a girl, my no one's mean. Like he
Yeah.
kills that shit. Like he smokes that shit, and it's like it's a certain pocket that he gets in. Same thing with Yachty. Like I love Yachty. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't like Yachty. I love both. He gets in certain pockets where it's like, oh, I didn't think about that. Like
yeah.
very unorthodox.
Took the walk to Poland. Like, how did you even do that?
Yeah.
Took the walk.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah, that Cold as Minnesota. When I hear
Cold as Minnesota is actually fire.
yeah,
Yeah.
Cold as Minnesota's fire.
I was like, yo, who the fuck is this guy? But
And
it's
then
catchy.
You
it's
know
a
what
vibe.
I don't like? You know what I wish he would have did? I wish he would have kept that. There was like this tropical island type of trap sound that he was doing, like with Broccoli and I Spy. And I wish he would have kept that going.
Yeah.
He started it with like this song called Better on his first album. It could be good, but it could be better. It always could be the better. Like he did it, and I was like, that's kind of hard. Okay, apply that. Then I heard the Broccoli record. I was like, he sped it up, and that's fire because then he did the I Spy. And I think that was more Kyle. I like Kyle too.
Yeah.
Kyle's dope.
I think Kyle's dope.
But he kind of brought that into like when he was working with Drake.
Yeah.
That song Jumbo Shot and Trip
Yes,
Hoppin'. Like
yeah.
that's
Oh, man.
that's
Yeah.
kind of like his sound. Like that sound you was talking about.
Yeah. I like what's the name too, man. Watching the movie and the Super.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
that's so big.
Super Soak?
Yeah.
Super Soak. Oh,
Did you like
God.
Yachty on that?
No.
Oh, okay. That song is fire, though. Like,
Yeah.
it grew on me.
You know what it is though? I heard it twice, and I didn't get the chance to digest. Yeah, or that. I think he was experimenting a little too much, but I could just be wrong. I gotta like listen to it and live with the song more so.
You feel good, Benny? Benny the Butcher?
One of my favorites. Conway's my favorite by far.
Benny's better.
You think so? I think Conway's better because Conway.
You think artistically he's better?
I think Conway's the artist. Benny's a rapper.
Okay, that's what I meant.
I think Conway's the artist. I think Conway's the Beyonce of them.
Okay.
Like when it's all said and done, he's gonna be the one that's still rapping. I mean, I don't see Benny rapping that long.
I think Benny got the it factor more. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
Benny got the it factor, and I think the most popular one will be West Side Gun, and it's not because of just his music.
He's just too creative.
He's
too consistent.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
He does the fucking.
Hey yo.
Yo.
I was gonna say when you were singing Baby Keem, you sounded like him. Like you're very good at imitations.
Well, that's because I did like before I started writing music. Like so, interesting, right? I used to do covers for like MTV and all when they didn't want to pay maybe $100,000 for a song to be played on MTV Cribs. They used to do cover. They had people cover the records, and they paid them for work for hire. So I did a lot of that. You know what I mean? So I learned a lot of people's flow structures. I learned how my vocal range in terms of melodies. I learned my limits and how to write and structure records just by doing records over by people. Like I did like Flo Rida, Pitbull, Wiz Khalifa, Kid Cudi, Ludacris, B.O.B. So like a lot of those records, like I've learned that because of that. Mm-hmm. So when I got so many of them shits. Like in my email, that I could play you, like yo, you sound like B.O.B. because I learned how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So
That's so dope. What the hell?
like I was given a lot of music opportunities. Shout out to Glaze and Phenom for that. That was cool. Phenom was the guy who he produced Roger Dat on a Young Money album.
Oh, that's dope.
He's from Staten Island. A lot of people don't know that either. Like there's a lot of people that from Staten Island. Magic Stick was produced by a producer from Staten Island. There's a lot of records that's produced on Staten Island that people don't know about. And he was one of those guys. Once he got the check from Roger Dat, I think he got like $500,000 or something like that. And he started yeah, dog. Remember, the album sold mad records.
No, yeah. That album had Bedrock on it and a bunch of other tracks that went crazy.
Yeah. Every girl in the world, I think, did 6 million alone.
Oh, yeah. Every girl in the world was on that.
You know, and this
Holy
is like
2009,
the
right?
tail end of the ringtone era.
Right.
So all that shit was going on, and you know he's giving a check, and he used to hire us to do that type of shit. So
That's amazing, bro. Before we go, I'm gonna hit you with 2 questions.
Yes, sir.
All right, so first, let's do a One Gotta Go edition with Tyrone Briggs. All right, so on Town Talk we do One Gotta Go, and
do I have to do that?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
It's-
100%.
and It's your own songs.
Oh, one got to go with one of my shits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn, y'all crazy. All right, go ahead.
So I'm gonna do One Gotta Go, Victorious or Dominate.
Dominate. The only reason why I say Dominate is because I love Dominate just as much as Victorious. But Victorious, if it wasn't for Victorious, there wouldn't be no Dominate.
Okay. So then, what's another song? What would you put against Victorious? What would give you the biggest challenge? Because to me,
Champion.
okay, that makes sense.
It's the same song, but in a different.
The same song.
It served the same.
What about
purpose.
Underdog?
Ooh. All right. Yikes. I would have to. Because of my love for Underdog. Like, Underdog did what Underdog did with no license and no picking up, nothing. So I would have to bump out Victorious for that one because I remember, like, Underdog was when Victorious, I was trying to figure it out. Underdog was like, nah, I'm about to go in there and kill this shit. Like, I already knew how I was going to record it, what to do, all of the things. I stopped smoking cigarettes already. Everything was like...
So you was going crazy.
I was in a different state. Like, when Underdog, I was just in a different, like... I was in a mode. Like, nah, I know how it's going to sound. Like, I was in there like, nah, Glaze, turn this up, turn this down, put this here, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm in there, like, on some, like, real, like, cerebral shit. Like, very... Yeah. So, yeah.
So Victorious got to go against Underdog.
Yeah.
Damn. I wonder what the fans think.
They're not gonna agree.
It is.
But I just remember my process of creating that record. I remember my process of creating both records and Underdog. We always on different timing like that. Me, Glaze, Flip, we always on different timing. We was like, oh, this is. We listened to that record and it was like,
Oh, this different.
and that song gave me the idea of what to do with my next project. Like, it was like, oh, this is the first song to do. Like, Victorious wasn't the first song I did on Victorious. Champion was. And then I did Victorious right after, and then I started doing all other songs. Elaine, Reflection. That's another one. To me, Underdog is a better project than Victorious. To me. Like, I remember doing Victorious, and I remember doing Underdog, and I'm like, it's kind of like, and at the same time, Eddie was doing Upload Ed, I was doing Underdog.
No.
So we're in the studio, and we just listening to songs, and we just going back and forth, and I'm like, at that time, I'm in the mode, and Eddie's behind, like, doing background vocals. I'm jumping in, do background vocals, and do all these wild melodies. You know, his voice is fucking
phenomenal, bro.
The dog, like, little bro got it. And I'm like, no, I need you to do these, do that, do this, and this and that. Like, it came out really well. You know what I'm saying?
That's so dope.
He went in there, bodied it, and left. Like,
Yeah.
Nah, he went in there, bodied in, went to go play the game.
Yeah.
Like, got his
Nah,
fucking,
regular Eddie.
sat Indian style on the couch and played his video games.
And then you told us all your, people that influence you, everybody that you loved. If you could have a collaboration, 2 features on your song, Dead or Alive, who would they be?
When you put that in there, I can't even think about somebody because there's so many.
Okay, so you want to do just Alive, you do that.
Yeah, I would think. Let me see. So I've thought about this. If I had to do a feature with 2 people, Ye. Fucking Ye. And Esco.
Ye and Esco?
Yeah, Nas.
I was
let
like,
me take
DJ Esco? I was like,
let me take that back. Because, Ye and Esco, honorable mention Meth.
Okay, bet. Fuck it.
That's valid.
Honorable mention Meth. I think.
If this was 10 years ago, the attention span is longer. 3 features is valid.
Yeah.
Ye, Nas, and Meth
You talking about on one record?
on one record.
Oh, I thought you meant in general.
No, on one record.
Oh, one
2
record.
features.
It would definitely be. I wouldn't put Ye on there. I'll probably
Meth and Nas.
I'll probably ask Ye to do the production.
That's fine.
It would be Nasty. It'd be Nas and Meth.
Nas and Meth on the Tyrone Briggs song is fire.
Yeah.
I actually think that would sound fire, like cohesively, like all of you guys.
Dog,
you know what I
if
mean?
you listen
Sonically.
to the shit that I'm about to drop, you would definitely feel that way. Honestly, because it's so it's so contemporary, but up to date because of the instrumentation from the Jastronaut guys.
Right.
You know, they sound much like Yeah, those two guys.
Yeah. All right.
Nice.
Well, tell them where they can find you. Tell them when
Beth know where to find me.
Wait. Nah, everybody, the people watching, you know what I'm saying? Tell them where to find you when the project comes out, when you'll be back.
The 11th of the 20th, the 11/26 is the project. Pursuit will be out for DSPs. Get it, because this is probably one of the last projects I drop on DSPs. Everything is gonna go on even.biz from there.
Okay.
Oh wow, all right.
That and Tyrone Briggs, everything. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Tyrone Briggs Music on YouTube, I believe. Yeah. And the same thing with SoundCloud. If any dinosaurs and Neanderthals out there that listen to SoundCloud stuff.
Hey, listen, SoundCloud and everything like that, them shits is fire still.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Tyrone Briggs Music or Tyrone Briggs. Tyrone Briggs Music at gmail.com. If you got anything for me, if you need any production, or if you want me to do any production, or you sending me beats, or you want to do some features, depending on the price, you might get a good verse. I'm playing. But yes, those are the places that you can find me at Tyrone Briggs, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Tyrone Briggs Music at Gmail, and Tyrone Briggs Music YouTube. Yeah, TikTok, Tyrone Briggs, but I'm trying to figure that shit out. So.
We gonna get him set up with that. You know what I'm saying? We gonna.
I'm an old man.
we
These
got
young
you.
men can help me with this algorithm.
We got you.
This whole episode is just gonna be TikTok clips.
Yeah.
100%. But yeah, that was Town Talk. You know what I'm saying? Our first guest of the year, Tyrone Briggs.
Whoop.
Yes, sir.
Really?
Oh yeah, we haven't been doing guests in a while. You know, we switched it up. We started just doing 1-on-1, me and him, our mans. Yeah,
And it's November.
Mm-hmm.
First guest of the year is November.
All right, that's great.
Wait. Yeah, maybe we had like a friend up here, but this is the first time we interviewed an artist. I think
Since Lexi, bro.
since probably Lexi.
Yeah.
You know,
Lexi.
Lexi Harris, amazing artist out of Staten Island. I'll show you her right when we're done with this.
Yeah?
Yeah, she's so
she
dope.
sings, she raps, and she writes like her ass off. But
And produces.
yeah, and produces, mix, master, produce everything. She's
Yep.
like Russ. You know what I mean?
We went to high school with her.
Yeah, absolutely. But this is about you too. So
Yeah.
So-
I need that though.
yeah,
I got
absolutely.
you.
We're
I
gonna
got you.
we're gonna do it. Billy, take us away.
All right, I know what it is. You can find us everywhere at Town Talk Pod _ YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you tap into the TikTok. We're gonna post all the clips there. And make sure you comment what you guys want to see, or just comment your thoughts on what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? We love to see everybody's comments, even if you're cooking us. You know what I mean? But I like what we say.
Deuces.